Alright guys, we got our chorus written down right now, as well as we switched the topic sentence. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's other videos, go ahead and click it. Annotations here on the side. Go ahead, don't turn off the annotations. There might be something I fix up it while I'm saying this, so who knows, but yeah. Onto the verse. The main meat of the whole essay. Oh, I just said meat, no, I'm hungry. Like I said, the meat of the verse. This verse will have to contain content about the chorus as well as have a message. You don't want it to be just rhymes and it's like, what's it got to do with it? So, this is just connecting words with words. Well, just connecting the chorus with the verse. So, how do we start off this verse? Same way you would start off an essay or start off a paragraph. Most likely, same way you start off an essay. You will need an attention grabber. In music, your first verse will be the attention grabber because that's when you're going to start saying a whole bunch of different words rather than the chorus being the same thing. And plus, you can't introduce yourself in the chorus because if you do, then you're going to introduce yourself many different times. I'm going to just start something, just say, if you blah, 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 then I don't want to hear it. So that's the way to indicate, somebody being fake. Let's just say, if you're trying to make an excuse, then I don't want to hear it. If you're trying to make excuses, then I don't want to. I don't want to hear it. I'm trying to make my flow different than the chorus. That way it'll have two different rhythm, two different feels, and it changes up, it shows something new. So I'm not gonna go, if you're trying to make excuses then I don't want to hear it. That way it'll sound just like the chorus, and we don't want that. Even though it's acceptable and it's cool and I like it and I use that a lot, I don't want to do that. So let me just think of a good flow to say that line. If you tryna make excuses, dog, then I don't wanna hear it. Technically, we got a whole sentence there. It's a cause and effect. If, then. If I jump off, then I'll die. If I eat this soup, then I'll feel full and I'll be happy. If I'm happy, I can write good lyrics. But if I do this, I'm just wasting your time. So, if I don't want to waste your time, then I'll edit this footage out. Which I won't, because I'm teaching you something. I've been struggling so much, but I keep it on the low. If you're trying to make excuses, dog, then I don't want to hear it. It's way different, okay? Even though it's kind of close, but it's way different. You don't want to sound the same. Be different. I gotta speak the whole thing in an Asian language like it's a Chinese. I'm sorry, guys. Don't beat me up. I don't want to hear it. Cause if I just do it, if blah blah blah, then blah blah blah. Because that will be explaining your last sentence if you say because. I hear it. Because if I catch you lying, dog, then you will be defeated. If you're trying to make excuses, dog, then I won't want to hear it. If you catch you lying, man, I'll make sure you're defeated. Yeah, I'm going to just continue that same. I'm going to just continue that one more time, and then I'm going to change the flow. If you're trying to make excuses, dog, then I don't want to hear it. Cause if I catch you lying, man, I'll make sure you're defeated. I've been living life the way that peasants have been treated. If you don't understand, then please stay seated. Okay, that sounds better. If you don't understand, then please stay seated. I haven't really put in any simile metaphor or any high time lyrical devices like that. But it's still, it's still words that's telling you a story somewhat. Alright, so that's the first few lines of my rap. how long is this so far? How many bars did I write? Technically, bar and measure is the same thing in music, bar and measure. So, I've only written 4 bars. Usually in rap songs, verses are 8 bars, 16 bars, could even be 32, also 12. But I'm going to make it 16 just to show you guys. This is only the starting of it. So, as slow as this feels, we're actually making a progress to it.
12 seconds later.
I've written out all the lyrics. Basically, I wrote out the verse. And what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to have one verse and the chorus, of course. I'm going to leave the second verse blank. That's because I want you guys to write up something, to record it, and just show people. Just to, enhance yourself, to train yourself, to show me that you're learning, stuff like that. But if you guys want a second verse, then I'll just write up a second verse and whatnot. But for now, I'm just going to leave that second verse blank for you guys. So yeah, I'm going to just say the verse to you. So yeah, here we go. If you're trying to make excuses, dog, then I don't want to hear it. Cause if I catch you lying, man, I'll make sure you're defeated. I've been living life the way that peasants have been treated. If you don't understand, then please stay seated. Yeah, I'm a goon, bitch. I be making moves, bitch. Selling all these beats since I was in high school, bitch. If you ain't popping, then you can't hang with me. I'll make it hang, man, like we back in 1850. Yeah. Caught some snitches trying to stab a nigga back. Had to go and stitch them shut before they opened up their traps. I gotta close my circle now that I've been making stacks. Cause y'all sitting ducks trying to steal the bread up on my hands. I do not trust these people who come to me empty-handed. I'll desert them in the desert and leave them left for stranded. I only got a few people who I trust when it comes to money. The rest of y'all niggas get the hell away from me. And then when I say cause I, it goes into the chorus. That'll be the lyrics. Of course, I didn't say it in the proper way because the beat's not on. And this cough is annoying me and I had to cut it a couple times. So I was like, whatever. Plus I tried like 8 other times with the beat on. I was like, nah. Bruh. What I want you guys to understand was a few things. The flow changed up. The lyrics were responding to the chorus and to the main topic, which is the chorus of the song. And lastly, a couple lines of my verse, the last 2 lines or so of my verse, kind of resoluted my verse into going into the chorus. So, let me go ahead and explain these 3. First off, everything I said was related to the topic of what my song was. The topic was making something out of nothing, as well as cutting off fake people. We didn't really go towards showing something out of nothing because the main verse was showing off of cutting off fake people. Although in my verse I did talk about making money and stuff like that, and if you don't have money, we're trying to make something out of nothing. But for the main part, I'm guessing we're mainly focusing on cutting off fake people from our lives. Alright, for the first 4 bars of my verse, yeah, it's basically me just saying the intro of it, like beginning with a good hard hook, like something to make people's minds, listen, chip in and listen, as well as somewhat of indicating the rest of the verse. The first 4 measures basically indicate that I am going to talk about cutting off people, because it's like if you're trying to make excuses, I don't want to hear it. And then, tell you what happens if I catch you lying and stuff like that. Of course, your verses don't have to start off like that. That's just the way I'm starting this one off. And that's a really effective way to think about what you're going to write. Next 4 bars. Yeah, I'm a goon. I be making moves. Selling all these beats since I was in high school. Okay. Basically, what I mean is I've been making moves. I've been getting money by selling stuff in high school. I'm showing you how I got on my grind. That way, it shows you that I'm actually a person who's been making money. And somebody who's trustworthy because I've been doing this stuff. If you ain't popping, then you can't hang with me. I'll make it hang, man, like we back in 1850. Okay, we got our literary device in here, which is a simile. A simile is basically comparing something to like an as. Alright, if you ain't popping, you can't hang with me. That means basically mean if you don't have money, then don't hang with me. I'll make you hang like we. I'll make you hang, man, like we back in 1850. I'll make you hang, man, which is it's both a game and it's also a person who's hanging people or a person being hanged, basically. If you don't have if you're not doing what I'm doing, then I will basically body you because I've been on my grind and you haven't been doing nothing. Therefore, you can't really understand what I'm doing, and I'll hang you up, basically. Bop, hang you up. Bar 9 through 12. Caught some snitches trying to stab a nigga back. Had to go and stitch them shut before they opened up their traps. I've caught people who try to backstab me, who are two-faced, who try to, use my power and get their fame and stuff like that. So, basically, they're not giving me my equal share. Had to go and stitch them shut before they opened up their trap. So I had to shut them down before they even said anything or, try to boast and say, oh, I didn't do it with his help, but, lies and stuff like that. So I had to cut them off, basically. I gotta close my circle now that I've been making stacks, cause y'all sitting ducks trying to steal the bread up by my hands. Alright, this is kind of tricky because stacks and hands don't rhyme. Although it does still have that same stacks, hands, and. That's the rhyme. It doesn't have to always rhyme and rhymes. I gotta close my circle. Basically, I gotta tighten up who I'm really friends with, and I have to limit myself to who I could trust. Because I've been making money. That's basically meaning when you're up into fame, when you're getting good, when you get noticed, people would just try and cling on to you like, oh, I've been there forever. So I had to tighten my circle, basically saying I had to cut them off. Because he's sitting ducks trying to steal the bread up out my hands. Basically, that's exactly what I just said. You have bread, and if it's in your hand or something, if it's down where the ducks could grab it, you bet yourself they'll come and grab it. So that's why I gotta close my circle, because these ducks are gonna try and steal my bread, and I love bread. Alright, last 4 bars of this verse. I do not trust these people who come to me empty-handed. I'll desert them in the desert and leave them left for stranded. You can understand this, alright? I don't trust people who come to me with nothing in their life. So if you haven't made an achievement and you just come to me, it's like, yo, I'm the best person alive, I'm the best rapper, do my stuff for free or some crap like that. I'm like, yo, who the hell are you? Pay me. If you don't, then I'll deny you. I'll leave you left for stranded. Like, desert you in the desert. I only got a few people who I trust when it comes to money. So that's saying, like, some people, it's like, oh, I owe you after doing work with me, So I actually trust a couple people to actually pay me back. Even though some people still got a long way to pay me back. But I trust them because I know where they live. I know who they are. We've been cool since the longest. And I understand their struggle. And I notice them because they do show work and they're actually putting in work. That's why I trust them. And my last bar is, the rest of y'all niggas get the hell away from me. Do I have to explain this? Of course I will, because I'm trying to dumb it down for everyone here. The rest of y'all niggas get the hell away from me. If you're not someone I could trust, if you're not the few people who I really trust to pay me back, get away. There we go. That's the lyrics. I'm going to just go through the flow real quick because I don't want to waste y'all times. Alright. That's the first 1 through 4. Da 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 da. Okay, da 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 da. That's the main motif. Da 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 da. And then the next piece, which is selling all these beads since I was in high school, bitch. It's da 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 da. So you hear that? Da 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 da. That's same as I'm a goon, bitch. Da 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 da. Selling all these, or making all these moves, bitch. Da 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 da. That's the first 2 bars, 6 and 7. Then I switch it up. Da 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 da. If you ain't popping, then you can't hang with me. I make it hang, man, like we back in 1850. So you get the same. Then you can't hang with me. Da 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 da. Like we back in 1850. Da 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 da. Okay. 9 through 12 or something. Da 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 da. Cause y'all sitting dust da 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 da. 9 through 13. Caught some stitches trying to stab a nigga back. So it's da 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 da. Had to go and stitch them shut. Had to go and stitch them shut before they open up their traps. Da 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 da. I gotta close my circle now that I've been making stacks. Cause he's sitting ducks trying to steal the bread up on my hands. The last line of that whole bar, the whole measure, is cause y'all shitting ducks trying to steal the bread up on my hand. It still fixates itself to the same motif. Da 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 da. Basically, that's twisting. That's the same thing we've done all the time. If you haven't noticed, go back and watch the video. If you don't really understand it, you could listen to the beat. Go back to the beat video where I said I twisted the end just to make it sound a little interesting. That's basically something you need to do. I'm gonna cover that in the video actually. Last 4 lines. Da 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 da. I don't have to explain this anymore. There we go. Alright guys, that's basically my verse. The next verse you guys will write. If anything, I'm going to make a second verse after this whole series and then put it out and show you guys. Just, you know. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. And ciao, I'm hungry as hell.